Hello everyone, this is Pratik and welcome to the unboxing and mini review of the Alesis V Mini MIDI controller. So this is how the product arrived from Amazon India website. It took 3 days for the delivery. I'm not quite impressed with how the packaging is because it didn't come with any extra box, and there's just plastic wrapping around the product box, and there seems to be a small dent. I hope it has not damaged the product. So this particular product, I purchased it from Amazon India website for 5,290 rupees, or $79 if you convert it to USD. And the same controller can be bought at the Amazon US website for $88. I will provide the links for the controller in the description. So you see there is a small dent due to the transportation, and I hope that the controller is not damaged inside, and the wrapping is really tight. So the Alesis V Mini is actually the mini version of the Alesis V25 MIDI controller, which is again a 25 key controller which has 8 pads and variety of knobs, and it also comes with the modulation and pitch blend wheels, whereas the Alesis V Mini, which we have here, it comes with 25 mini sized keys, 4 pads and 4 assignable knobs. The modulation and pitch blend controls come as buttons on this mini controller. So let's take a look inside the box. I hope everything is intact and nothing looks to be damaged. So you have the USB cable. The foam packaging has definitely helped it resist any kind of packaging damage or transportation damage. And now let's take the controller out. So there are a few documentation papers inside. That should be the user guide, manuals, and probably a card containing links to the software download. Yes, and we have the software download link in that, and it is the user guide along with the safety instructions and warranty information. So for now, let's keep those aside. And let's take a look at the controller. It is fairly light and it feels sturdy. It definitely feels good to hold in your hands, and now let's compare it to how it would compare with a usual computer PC keyboard. So there you see, it is very compact. It's almost only 75% of a keyboard actually. And I actually like this size because it makes it super portable, and you could carry it in your laptop bag. Ample amount of key travel, and let us see what all connectors we have. There are no ports, only one USB port on the left side of the controller. You have the Alesis V Mini badging with the serial number, and it definitely feels solid, and the keys are not weighed like the full-size keys. but they definitely feel good to the touch. The pads feel definitely a little bit hard. The knobs have a good feel to them, and it is also really light in your hands. I'm quite impressed with how the build quality is and how light it is. So let's plug it into my PC and see how it performs. So now we have connected the controller to the PC, and you can see that the knobs have lit up. It's a beautiful electric blue color, which provides the back illumination, and you can see it's the same for the octave up and down buttons. But the 4 buttons here, they do not have any kind of backlighting. The pads light up as you press them. Let us now connect it into the DAW programs and see how it performs. So here I have connected the controller to FL Studio 12. Assigning the controller was fairly easy. I just had to go into the MIDI tab where the controller appeared in the input and output tabs, and just had to select it and it was connected. So I have the Expand 2 plugin which comes with the controller, and that is opened as a VST on FL Studio. We have a piano selected as of now, and I should say that I have very less experience using a keyboard or piano. Although this is a mini keyboard, it is not weighted as in the case of bigger keyboards. The black or the sharp keys have a bit of less travel, and so they are a bit on the sensitive side. But overall, I think with the mini keyboards, it's about getting used to them. But the overall feel of the mini keyboard is really good. Going on to the pads, which are again mapped to the piano itself. The pads feel a bit hard while pressing, and while you apply a bit of pressure, they kind of make a tapping sound due to that, and I am not such a big fan of that. The backlit feature, however, is really good. Also, I have mapped the knob to the main volume control. The mapping is really linear, and overall I feel that it's a really good knob setup that we have in this MIDI controller. So let's check out the octave buttons. So we go down an octave right now, and now we have gone up an octave. You can see how the sound has varied. So now I have selected a Les Paul lead guitar from Expanded 2 plugin itself, and let's try this out. So this controller doesn't have a pedal input, so it's just a button. So the sustain is on. Now you can see me go up and down the octaves. The controller as such feels intuitive to use once you have got used to the primary settings. Now let's take a look at the pitch blend. The pitch blend buttons are also pressure sensitive, and they work really well, provided the small size of the controller. Also, let's check out the modulation button. The modulation button is also pressure sensitive. I have also mapped one of the knobs to the pan settings, so you can see how the sound varies from left to right. So the knobs and pads are the features that I liked very much about this controller, and it is actually great that Alesis are providing this at a very competitive price level. So overall, I like the build quality and feel of the keyboard, and even though I don't know how other mini controllers are, I think this would be a really good kit for any beginner. So before I bought this controller, I was also looking into the Akai Pro LPK25, but I decided to go for the Alesis, keeping in mind the pads and knobs, and I think that has been a good choice. So if you liked this video, please press like. That's all, and may the force be with you.